Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of LEGO DC Supervillains Customs. In today's video we will be doing a continuation of our Culter35 customs with some brand new characters and some variations of characters from the past video. Right before we start though, I am going to talk a little bit about Culter35. So if you don't know, Culter35 is a family-friendly comedy channel that makes skits and sketches for all ages. I really like their content, and they're part of the reason that I started to do YouTube. So, thank you for that inspiration, and without further ado, we're going to start the video. First up, we have Late Night Larry. Now, for Larry, I gave him Clark Kent's torso in a powder blue color, with Alfred Pennyworth's arms to match that color. And that, I think, looks really good for just the kind of fancy type look he has. And I gave him some black hips and black legs. I gave him a little bit more of a tanner skin tone than just the normal flesh tone with some gray wavy hair. I think this custom turned out very good, and I think Late Night Larry would approve of it. Next up we have the evil genius kid Troy, and I think this custom turned out pretty good. For it I gave him a blue t-shirt with a red collar and a rainbow design on it because he's a kid and I feel like it works pretty well. I gave him short sleeves with some gray hips and gray pants with black shoes. And I gave him his iconic lollipop, or as he calls it, a lolly-chop. But I also gave him this red beanie to represent his party hat he wears. Because I maneuvered and tried a lot of things, but I sadly was not able to get a party hat, so I thought this was the next best thing. Next up we have Lou, and for this I gave him this this kind of longer hair in brown with some black glasses and a custom head with a brown mustache. I gave him Lobo's torso to get the black leather jacket he has and the white undershirt with some black arms and some jeans. I think this custom was pretty simple the way I described it, but it was kind of one of the more difficult ones to make, and I think it turned out perfect. Speaking of more difficult to make, we have Grandpa as a mime. It's a very unique character, and I think that uniqueness really shows here. I gave him his iconic fedora with some black pants and black hips with Aqualad's arms in white to get the black and white striped color scheme. I gave him this red scarf that he wears in the My Grandpa is a Mime video, and I gave him Two-Face's torso, which didn't really need too many didn't really need to be changed because it's already black and white, and I think it looks perfect. Oh, and I almost forgot. And I gave him this head with the same bushy eyebrows and mustache that he has, with some clear glasses and white face paint. So I think all of that together it makes a pretty good mime grandpa. Next up is a character I never thought I would have done on this channel, but we have Seth as Colonel Sanders, or I have nicknamed Seth Sanders. For this I gave him the Shade's torso in white with Alfred's arms. I gave him these black hips with black legs and Vixen's hair in white with a custom headpiece with a white mustache and beard with these black glasses. Finally, I gave him this brown whisk that it could be, you can interpret it two ways. One, it kind of looks like a drumstick, which is chicken, and since he's Colonel Sanders, I think it works good. And because he's Colonel Sanders, it could be a whisk for cooking and baking. So that I think that turned out very good for his weapon of choice. Next up, we have Ryan as Mr. Beast. Now, in their latest video, Ryan turns into Mr. Beast, and it's really funny. You should definitely go check that out. He's done it multiple times in the past, but I think that this was probably one of the best he went all out for. For the baseball cap, I made it navy blue, and I gave him a black t-shirt with some white outlines and a pink lightning bolt. The shirt he wears in the video is the 40 million subscriber Mr. Beast shirt, and I couldn't really copy that, but I was able to get the black and white and the pink in there. And the lightning bolt's kind of similar to the lightning bolt on Mr. Beast's logo, so I think it works. And I gave him short sleeves with that on that shirt with some black hips and some black legs. Altogether, I think that makes it look like a really cool Mr. Beast. And he throws money pies, because why not? It's Mr. Beast. Next up, we have Government Agent Tom, and I think this one came out very good for such a random character. But for this, I gave him this black kind of short hair with a custom headpiece with these sunglasses. I gave him Superboy's hips in black to get a belt on there with some black pants. I gave him these light blue arms with a Joker Minion's torso to get kind of like, it's similar to a collared shirt. Obviously, it's not a collared shirt, but it's probably one of the closest things we have, and I think it turned out pretty good. And I gave him his erasing timeline mop. It's a mop inside of the videos, but I only had access to a broom, so I think it works. I used this design from the I'm Cursed 2 video, and I think it looks very good. Next up, we have Kyle, and hoping I pronounced it right. But anyway, for this I gave him Lobo's torso in navy blue to get the type of jacket he wears. I gave him Arsenal's arms to get the tattoos that he has on his arms. I think that looks really good. I gave him this kind of long black hair with this custom head. Sadly, I could not get any piercings or like makeup on his face. If I could, it would have been absolutely perfect, but I wasn't able to, and I think it looks pretty good anyway. I gave him these black hips and black legs, and I gave him an ability to make a force field, because Kyle is like, he can do some like magic stuff, so you know, you never know. Next up, we have Austin as a minion. This is one of probably Austin's most iconic characters, and I think this came out very good. I recently watched the I'm a Minion video for the first time. It was really funny. But for this, I gave him this yellow shirt with, I gave him this yellow short sleeve shirt with these blue jeans and this belt to match it. I gave him this head, with these yellow goggles on there and this kind of long black hair. I think it would fit Austin's description of the character pretty well. Goggles, yellow shirt, denim. I think it works very good. And without further ado, we're going to move on to our last 3 customs of the video. Next up is a character that I had to do, and if I didn't do it, would have been a crime. This is S'mores. S'mores in their videos basically has the marshmallow helmet, but he's got some other like unique things to change it up a bit. And to represent that, I gave him the skull face with this construction worker's helmet that has these headphones on there that I made brown to make it look like his graham cracker headphones. I gave him this black hoodie with a white logo on there and some black arms with gray gloves. I gave him some jeans to round it all off, and I gave him this ability that kind of looks like he's like spitting some bars because he's a DJ. I think that this custom came out pretty good. I knew it was going to be a difficult one to do, but altogether I think it looks pretty well. Next up, second to last, we have AJ. If you don't know who this is, I'm taking this design from it's like my evil ex-girlfriend video. And for this I gave her a custom head with Aquaman movie's hair, with Poison Ivy's torso piece in black, with Lois Lane's pants in yellow, and then finally I gave her no sleeves with this yellow hip piece. I think this custom actually doesn't look bad because she has a very like she has like type of clothing on in that's like Lego just doesn't really have that in this game, so I had to be a little crafty, and I think it came out pretty good. But last but certainly not least is the Garbage Man. You might have seen him in the thumbnail, but what you did not see is his yellow banana. If you understand the reference, comment down below why he would have a banana, and I will heart every comment who gets it right. But anyway, we're gonna move on to the actual custom itself. For this, I gave him some jeans with some navy blue hips to match him. I gave him this kind of like construction worker torso part that he kind of like has, that like the kind of like thing he wears over his gray shirt, and I think that looks really good. And speaking of the gray shirt, I gave him these gray arms because it's more of like a vest than an actual hoodie, and I think it looks really good with this custom headpiece with a black mustache and Vixen's hair in black. I think that the garbage man right here is probably one of the most accurate ones I've made in this set of characters, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have reached the end of our customs video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed that customs, and if you just enjoy my content in general, I'd really appreciate it. And try tagging Culter35 in this video. I want to see if they're actually, I want to try to get them to see this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.